Okay, it's time to open up another old masterpiece figure. So here we're looking at Takara Tomy's MP-20 Wheeljack. So let's just get right into it, open it up, and get the first impression of what it's like when you get a new figure. Open it up, you can see what it looks like with all the contents inside. And here, oh, I was gonna say, because this one they folded up the instructions much more than the other ones. And then you could see this is what it looks like, everything that you get inside. And let's go ahead, where's that tape? I really don't like the tapes on these mushroom pegs because it just makes an extra step you have to go through to open it up. Here it is. And since there's only 3 of them, let's just go ahead and dump that out. And here we go. So here's his accessory. It's nicely painted silver, which you can tab in. I do see slots. Is there slots in here? I don't know. I don't see any tabs in. Okay, it does look like there is little tabs. And this one is having trouble going in there. Uh-oh, is this because it's also an old figure that's been in the box too long? Let's see, yeah. And I know the more force you put in here, you're scraping it. So yeah, this is not going in, and maybe it's because, dumb me, I put it in backwards, so that's why. So yeah, I still don't see any slots, but there's that. And then we have his handgun, which is also nicely painted silver. And let's come down here so we can get a better look. Look at those nice red wheels. This looks like that racing car. I'm not very familiar with it, but get all your decals on here. It's that realistic look. I never liked all these red, white, and green stripes. It always really bugged me because, again, it wasn't really cartoon accurate. But it does resemble the original G1 toy. And, again, you get that nice dark, transparent window. So, yeah, this is really nice. So now let's go ahead and transform this. And let's take a look at that. Okay, to transform Wheeljack, first let me tell you that I already did it, and yeah, it took a little bit too long because it was kind of hard figuring out back here. So I'm redoing it, and this time I actually added the side view mirrors, which was actually in the bag. So I did have to open this up. And the good thing is they actually gave you 2 of them. So you could see I already took them off, and they give you a spare. So I think that's a really nice touch. But anyways, let's get right into it. So first, let's come up a little bit to give ourselves some room. And to transform it, yeah, I still have to kind of figure things out. So you could see you pull down to untab it. And this is what I don't like about this particular figure. This one, there is some pulling, bending, stretching plastic over plastic, which I don't like. But the good thing about this is that this is made with better quality plastic, so it can handle that stress and from pulling, bending, and stretching the plastic, unlike X-Trans bots. So let's see. Then you want to untab here, bring these down, and then this hips does extend down, but also the legs pull down to extend more, and it does kind of tab in place. And then the feet, it is on a double hinge. Okay, you could see the double hinge. So you use that to bring down the feet, articulate it. And this is always a cool design. I like how they did that. So the center part folds down to form the bottom of his feet. And then, let's see, I'm trying to get it at an angle so you could see the double hinge. So that's cool. You rotate the foot down and then you rotate the centerpiece. So really cool. And then back here, let's see, this you want to bring down, and this also is on a double hinge. And let's see, you could see the pin or the tab and the slot. So you line it up, tab it in. And I want to tell you that this figure also is a little tight, just like the Blue Streak. And I think, again, I'm pretty sure I'm right that it's because this is an older figure that's been in the box for such a long time. So it gets hot, cold, kind of molding this plastic. And then we'd see here, let's come up a little bit more. So you could see, straighten out his hips and then straighten out his armature here. Now we've got his legs all done, and let me just kind of straighten them out. So make sure the hips are straight, the legs are straight, so that he stands up straight. It's also the feet, which are on double hinge. That also helps to get those feet straightened out. Now we have them straight. And then this part was a little tricky because yeah, it's the pulling, bending plastic over plastic, which I don't like. So let's see, lift up this hood, and then you can bring this down, and see, I'm gonna have to remember how to do this one again. But you want to rotate these arms out, and yeah, it's a kind of like a tight clearance. That's kind of like the issue here. Once you bring the rear halves of the vehicle out, you can start straightening out his arms. And this is kind of what I don't like here is you have to manipulate it in such a way where you have the clearance for these wings here to come out. So you could see his arms are spread out, and yeah, you have to make sure you have the clearance. And you want to do that because you want to be careful with this thin transparent plastic. But anyways, once you got that, let's open up his chest since it's already opening up. From the back, push his head up and out. Then we can close this back up. Let's see. And then this piece here is supposed to go into that cavity there. And this little tab here is supposed to go into that little slot down here. I'm trying to make it so you could see there's a little slot right there. And there's a little tab here from the window, goes into the slot right there. So you need to get it all lined up. And this one, to get it lined up, you need to make sure these tires come up. See, this is what I was telling you I kind of don't like. You see it's hitting because it doesn't really have that clearance. So this is where you have to kind of pull, bend, and stretch the plastic. But because it's a better quality plastic, you can get away with it. Then we can make sure everything is all lined up that I pointed out so that these will tab in. And then this bottom piece, trying to make sure you could see that that tab lines up with the slot, and tab it in. And just like the run amok, run about, that's what I was telling you. This one, it stays tabbed in. The run amok, run about figure, it keeps popping off because I was telling you it's the type of plastic. This is a harder plastic that has some friction, so it's holding in. So just wanted to also point that out. Now let's come down a little bit. And his arms here. This part did kind of get me because it was hard figuring this out. But let's see. This piece is supposed to rotate up. The fender rotates up. Or not the fender, the spoiler. And then this little small piece folds up so that this hand can fold down. You could bring its shoulder down and then rotate the hand accordingly. And then we have to rotate his hand. Or, yeah, and then do the same on this side. So let's see, we want to rotate the spoiler. And then we want to, this little piece, fold it up. And then that gives us room to bring his hand out. And we could bring down his arm, rotate his arm. So we have the hinge here. And then we need to rotate his hand 180 like so. And make sure everything is all cleaned up on camera. There is a little tab here. So make sure that's flat. So that tab can kind of sit on top right there. And as I said, this piece, unfortunately, I don't think really tabs in. I think there's a little kind of a tab there, but it just kind of sits here. Doesn't really tab in. And now we have Wheeljack transformed, but now we need the final things, which is his shoulder cannon. And that just sits right up there. And yeah, that was my bad, putting this in backwards. So you just need to make sure you know which is the front and back. And this would have helped. So you could see which, this helps you to see which is the front and back. But anyways, let's get that in. And last, his handgun. And let's put his handgun in here. Which is a little hard getting in there. I don't know why. And okay, it went in. And I'm just going to point this out again. Here's the thumb that does not articulate. But this one is made with better plastic than X-Transport. So even if you're bending it like here, it's not going to break off like their big load figure. So now we have Wheeljack in robot mode. And yeah, you could see it's a nice masterpiece representation of the G1 toy. And again, the whole reason why I'm doing it is because I decided I'm going to have the older masterpiece all in alt mode. So this is my last chance to get a look at this figure in robot mode, because he's going to be transformed into alt mode. And this time I came prepared. So here is the plus version, and you could see right away the difference. This blue just stands out so much better. And I always complain about the black because it's not cartoon accurate, especially on Wheeljack. And so here you could see they used the dark gray to be more cartoon accurate. So yeah, this I love this figure. And this is why he's my masterpiece thing in robot mode. And I finally decided these guys are going to be in alt mode. And if you see here, he's holding that I don't know, the cure thing for the hypno chip control. This does not come with this plus version. It actually comes with the original version. And you could see I have two of them because I gave away this figure to my friend, but I kind of kept this because it was unopened. So now I have an extra one. So this is cool. But I could see how this accessory that you can only get with this one, I don't remember. I don't know if there was something you had to do to get this, but yeah, I have this. But I know this is probably an accessory people would like to have for the plus version, because yeah, that is a cool accessory. But what you do get with this is that immobilizer. Is it the immobilizer? Yeah. So that's cool. But anyways, I'm starting to ramble. I don't want to ramble on and on. So yeah, that's it. This is Wheeljack. the old masterpiece, which now is going to be transformed into alt mode and forever stay in that mode.